This podcast is sponsored by Intentional Living magazine, your ultimate guide created to help infuse purpose and passion into your everyday life. From expert features that provide valuable insights to thought-provoking content that sparks transformation, this magazine, an online platform, is a perfect source of inspiration for all of those of us who truly believe in the power of intentional choices.
Welcome to this episode, and I've got this one with a really true friend, and it's Clare Ellis from Wellness in the City, and talking about how well-being impacts every single part of our region and beyond.
She's going global, baby.
She is. Listen to this one. Hi, friend.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friend.
How are we?
I love you, Claire.
Love you too.
Thanks.
Love you more.
Oh, I love you. I'm so glad that you've come.
Thank you.
It's been a while coming. We've just been so busy, all of us flying off in different directions, haven't we?
Absolutely.
So, obviously, Clare Ellis, and do you want to introduce yourself as... Because you have many hats.
I do have many hats.
And we'll start off by you introducing yourself. We'll
Okay.
go from there.
So my name's Claire, without an I. It's funny because so many people spell it the wrong way. And I'm the founder of Wellness in the City, which last Friday I went from being very scared of to being immensely proud of. I also have a phenomenal business with my other half, George. We do short stay accommodation in the city centre, and we've worked really hard over the last 8 years to develop that.
You have.
I knew nothing about property in 2015, and apart from how to paint and decorate. So we've kind of come a long way in that space. And I also do a lot of networking. A lot of people know me because of networking.
You are the queen of networking.
I'm sure there's a few contestants in that category. But
You're one of them, Claire.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of you, two Claires, like at the opening of an envelope.
Yeah. Well, that's actually how we met, wasn't it? It was through networking. It was through like a co-working space. So we crossed paths when you were L&D.
That's right.
I think you just started L&D.
Yeah, it was 2017 or 2018.
Yeah. And there was a couple of networking events flying about, wasn't that? And then we were in a mutual co-working space.
Yes.
That's how we met, wasn't it? So
The rest is history.
It literally was. I don't know. At that co-working space, I think there was a Prosecco pump and a beer pump.
it was.
And I don't know whether...
That's why we
Seriously,
fixed
that's
it
why
in.
you were there.
Like
We might
literally,
have
that's what
messed
sold
around
us.
that. Yeah, that's what sold it to me.
There was like a little
kind
bar.
of Friday, yeah, but a Prosecco, but then a Prosecco pump never ever seemed to be on.
No,
it was the
but we
beer
made
pump.
it work with bottles.
We did. And we ended up going on like a night out, and I think that's where I met George, and I think Mark met us later on, and we just... As you do, you just click, don't you, with people on that similar vibe. And probably wouldn't have said that back then, but you just know that you're going to have a laugh with certain people and have
it was
some good conversations.
I will never, I think until the day I die, I will never forget that moment when you were kind of saying, I've started doing Reiki, which was something that I was curious about.
Yeah.
And she was like, come to mine, we'll have some Reiki. And I was like, okay, this sounds great. And I drove all the way up to Knowsley Village. I was based in Egbert at the time. And I drove all the way up to Knowsley Village, and I knocked on this woman's door, and I didn't know what Mark looked like. And I knocked on this woman's door, and this bloke answered, and I went, hi, it's Claire. And he went, don't know what you're talking about, love. And the way she described the front yard for her home was exactly like this, and there was like a bit of a fountain in the middle, and it was all very feng shui, and I thought, oh, definitely this is Claire's house. And this guy looked at me and he went, no, sorry, love. And then this woman bamboozles away out, she's like, oh. And like, you have that embarrassing retreat
Backwards,
I've come
slowly.
for Reiki. I'm not even telling them what I've come for, because they'll just be like, what?
best friends ever since.
Yeah, bless you. I forgot
Was
about
it?
that.
Was it your house?
No.
Was it next door or something?
No, it was round the corner.
Was it?
So then she came in, and then I think I'd just completed the level 2, and I was like, practicing and
Still,
loving it,
and
and you came to me for a few times for that, wasn't it? But then we had like the social side of things, and then like the therapy side of things, and then we just started both really getting into our well-being and personal development. I think both of us, obviously, because I've been teaching it for years, but I was teaching it and I had the knowledge, like what we usually all do, but we don't actually practice it as much.
Yeah.
So yeah, just then the relationship blossomed from then, wasn't it? And then
obviously you introduced me to the amazing Jules.
and meditations, and always supportive of the classes I put on. She'd turn up and do her own practice, but share some knowledge with people. And then you came up with Wellness in the City. When did you two meet? Was it at Be Inspired?
Yes.
Maybe.
When
September
we were speaking?
21.
Okay. Is that when
September
we were
21.
speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
You were both on stage separately, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I was full of flu that day.
I remember.
Yeah, and I was
singing.
bamboozled by your story. Like, it was just like a stunning story.
We went out for tea, didn't we?
We did.
We did, and had a little giggle and a dance and a sing song.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
See, we've been friends for 3 years.
I know. It's flown by.
3 years. I know it has flown by. But one of my favourite things, well, I've got two favourite things about Claire, is her smile.
Yeah.
She lights up the room.
You said that the
Yeah.
first time you met her, and she's got such a beautiful smile.
Face. And secondly, whenever you're asked a question, you give a really proper, considered, fantastic response.
She does.
And I really love that about you.
I don't know what that means.
You're
I think-
very
Well, you know, some
articulate.
people go, you say, what do you think? What would you think about? And they go, dunno. And then you go, okay, what about you, Claire? And you come out with like the theory of something marvellous.
Text, but like as
Yeah,
if she's reading
textbook,
it
yeah.
from a script, but it's like
Yeah.
from-
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? So when I was introduced to what is human design, which obviously both of you practice and you know pass on, I was introduced to that
Cheryl,
through Cheryl Chapman in 2017, and really interesting. Like I have been through a right journey. I do believe I'm a light giver. I do believe I'm here for a purpose. But I have been through some real up and downs through life, and you know, it's very suicidal at some points. You know, really mental health issues. I think the diagnosis of having ADHD has answered a lot of my questions of where my frustration has come from. But then I remember in 2017, I'd lost my dad like 8 months earlier. My mum had very advanced vascular dementia, and she had just been put into a care home. And I had gone on this retreat to Marrakesh, and I was just probably, when I look back now, I was exhausted. I was exhausted with life. I was exhausted being strong and holding everything together for the whole family. And when Cheryl said to me that she said, you are this design, this is your traits, these are your positives, these are the things that you need to watch out for. And the fact you're a projector and you've got a lot of centres that are open, so you're quite reflective of people's energy. If somebody is feeling down, you'll feel down. If somebody's feeling energised, you'll be energised. And I was like, right, okay. And that's why you get exhausted and all of this. But then at the same time, she said, like, you know, your centres, your fixed centres are in your head. So you've got big ideas, which is a bit overwhelming for people. You cannot not say it. Whatever you're thinking, you cannot not say it, right? And even I wouldn't even say it shows on my face. Like I just go blah, blah, blah. So when you ask me questions, this isn't me answering. This is this channel. Like when we were on your circle, your women's circle
Monday.
in March. No, the one in March when we were in the woods. That sounds really random, that doesn't. We will explain slightly later. But when we were in that women's circle, the lady who was 2 or 3 doors down from me, like I felt like I absolutely needed to tell her that this wasn't me speaking. I just went blah, 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 blah.
It's that divine translator.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're saying it's considered answers, it never is.
I know, but you're owning it, sister.
Yeah. It's me all over. It's like now, like
That's
I'm
amazing,
just
though, but
telling you the
trusting
truth.
that, right? And trusting it, and it comes through, and it's sat. Well, I've got to say, you need to channel some more. It's fabulous.
Thanks.
Fabulous.
Thanks.
And again, it's taking the time out to get into the feminine energy and not to the masculine of the doing. And the doing needs to happen because action needs to happen.
Yes.
So that you can then share the stuff
Yeah.
that you've got.
Well, we
coming
came up
through.
with through Wellness in the City when I went on your retreat.
Oh my God,
2 years ago.
So that was 2 years ago in March on the spring equinox,
It was,
wasn't it? And
yeah.
you came on that retreat in Wales. It was a beautiful place. And we'd just come out of a practice. I can't remember what practice it was. And you'd had basically a vision. And as a projector, you can see like years ahead, can't you? You can see, you're like the movie director, high flying bird. You can see what needs to be done, what's needed. It just comes.
Yeah.
And we can't see it. Some of us can't see it because you're so far down into the future.
Yeah.
But she had this vision and she said exactly what it is. And basically, like, we saw that last year, but we saw it again last Friday.
Bigger, yeah.
So tell us about the conversation that you had with me when you came out. And you went, I think I'm going to sit out here, because you went and sat in that little garden, didn't you? And I went, go out there. And
yes, with the water was trickling, the birds were singing. It was, the rain was lightly. It was just sensational wise. There was a sound and a smell and a sight and a touch, and it was just beautiful space to be in. And I think that's where the vision came from. And I just wrote it down, because you can't always draw a picture and just wrote it down. But there's a bigger picture, which I'm not going to reveal to anybody just yet, because it will come in good time. But for me, community is everything. Supporting each other is everything. And I think if we can link arms and, kind of support each other side by side, then we can move quicker and further. We can go further together. So Wellness in the City is founded on the basis of we're a community of businesses and practitioners, all within the wellness arena, to help you find a gateway to your better well-being. So whether that be through groups like You Women's Circles, where people can really feel like they connect with each other, or whether that be some leadership training for businesses to create a better work culture because they're struggling with motivation or retention within their business. Whether that be a single person going, I've been to the GP, I'm not getting my answers, I'm not getting a resolve, please, find me a solution. Or whether that be a practitioner going, I've got a fabulous product or service here and I want to share it with the world. That's the point of Wellness in the City. It's a community so that we can all link arms.
In that wellbeing arena.
But it's also a community that's local. So the reason why we've mentioned it, Wellness in the City, is not because it's just for Liverpool. It's Merseyside or Liverpool City region, but it is Liverpool City region only. So then when we kind of take it somewhere else, the idea is that you can reach out to a practitioner and they're not like 70 miles away, or they're not doing everything online. You can go and see somebody.
Yeah.
Are you a 4 energy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, on your profile, do you know your profile numbers?
I can't remember.
Okay, we'll have a little look at that.
You might be.
Because of the community piece. Yeah. So I was going to say,
definitely here to serve others, Jules.
I remember. I thought you made a really good point to me as a business owner and as a practitioner and as someone who's passionate about well-being and still on my journey to discover what well-being really, really is. You said there's pockets of people and businesses and well-being practitioners doing loads of great things across the way. And it's about, again, bringing them together, because it can be quite lonely as well, can't it?
Yes.
So I love that, because it was like, there's some really decent people out there doing decent stuff, but on their own. So they might be really good at healing and therapies, but they might not be so good at promoting themselves on social media or putting themselves out there, because that's not why they're doing it.
No.
But as we grow into this new realm of IT and social media and all of that, that's how you promote yourself. But
Absolutely.
not everybody really can do that. So it was like bringing everyone together and making sure that people are like vetted or regulated and there's referrals,
100%.
because there are a lot of other people out there claiming to be practitioners in the wellbeing space and who are messing up with people's heads and messing up with people's emotions and hearts, because they think, I'll just be a life coach.
I want everyone to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
And everybody, we vet them. I attend people's sessions. So if I was a purchaser, then I would go in with the mindset of, would I purchase this product or service again? And I want that to come from personal recommendation. As we grow, obviously, it will be a process that we need to to qualify, with others, but it needs to be vetted, because I think there's, like you say, there's too many people, there's too much rubbish out there, and I think we need to, narrow it down slightly.
Yeah, and I think people are really passionate. The people that you've got on board at the minute are so passionate about well-being. It shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it still going to be an annual thing, Claire, or are you going to do it biannual, like twice a year?
There were some people going twice a year. So what my plan is, what my vision is to have the annual overarching expo, because I think that's a really good way for businesses to kind of come together and connect. There was actually quite a lot of connectivity, wasn't there, in the room on last Friday. But I also want to do themed events as well, because we touched base. We did like a 30-minute panel talk on neurodiversity in the workplace. We could have gone on for hours.
Oh, God,
and, from some of the audience feedback, they were saying about how we would like to have more information. We would like to have better discussions about things like these. So if we can touch on very specific subjects, that would be great. In an ideal world, it would be good that we build up so much momentum that we're delivering something, once a month or twice a month, and people have a brand. Remember, it's not me who's, delivering the programs, it's these practitioners. So there's capacity there for these events to be going on a regular basis.
Under the banner
of Wellness in the City. We did a women's hormonal health event last May, didn't we, Claire? And
I remember that.
That was really good.
That was really good. Great feedback. People were like, let's do more of it. So there's so many topics that we want to cover. I've got some plans for a great men's day event, somewhere around International Men's Day.
Might be good for your Mark.
Yeah. Something around women's hormones again, which is, and also young person's hormones as well. I think we get thrown into being a teenager, all hormonal changes, and then never gets talked about then until you're in your 30s and people start going, excuse me, I've got some issues.
Perimenopause knocking.
Yeah.
There's one thing for sure. Everyone, if they live long enough, is going to go through it. Every woman, everyone with a womb, for sure. And I think there's another one that is going to become more prevalent now, which is being trauma informed as an employer, understanding your workforce, your team better, understanding the early childhood experience, adverse childhood experiences, etc., how that shows up in the workplace potentially, and how being more aware of that can really form a better supportive,
more
productive support.
Yeah, there's so many hot topics at the moment. Resetting the vagus nerve, which is massive. Stress induced, breath work and breathing within your workplace to help you be more productive. We've got so many topics, and again, we've got what we were saying before. So many nuggets of gold within the practitioners and the businesses who are doing amazing things within the city region. The more I've dug, the more I've found. And I feel like one of those, on TV, can't remember what channel it is, but they do the gold diggers. Yeah. And you see them with their big trenches, and I'm kind of going, oh, no, I've hit a jackpot. So I'm really excited because I think, it's again, the feedback from the events we've run has been 10 out of 10. So let's go, Liverpool City Region, let's do it.
Amazing. It's going to go global.
And you couldn't come, could you? Because you were living it up in Benidorm.
And
she was like, I really wish I was there.
I want to say, so we joke about this, don't we? I want to dismiss the idea that wellness is sitting on a mountaintop, cross-legged, going, I want to get rid of that, because actually going out and having fun, sometimes drinking can actually be a nice, all right, it's a bit abusive to your body for a while, but it actually can be quite good fun. Me and my best mate, Michelle, we went on this girls' holiday last year, and we hired these inflatables, and we were crying laughing, and then we bought miniature versions and put them in our jacuzzi to hold our drinks. Just sometimes having a child's mindset.
Playful.
A curiosity.
Absolutely. We did, in Benny, we did a scavenger hunt.
Oh, I love that.
So we were in teams and we had a list of things to get.
Yeah.
And we were bombing around on foot around Benidorm, like just finding all sorts of ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, it was really good fun. We had a really good time.
Teamwork.
And it wasn't just sitting in a
Exactly.
bar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out of the 8 pillars of wellness, one of them is social. You know, so
Social
get
community, yeah.
social and community, getting people together, getting them to do a little activity. We went to a networking a few weeks back now. We went to an arcade centre, and me and my friend were laughing our heads off trying to, like, you know, just play on computer games. It sounds silly, but it's just touching base with your playful side.
It's like we've still got that child within
Yes.
us. And when did we get so serious?
Yes.
I mean, I can never be serious with you in my life, can I? Because
No.
she's just
I
like,
won't allow it.
she's just, and even like, we
Yeah.
all like love to have a laugh,
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah.
It's like,
Don't take
God,
life
why,
too seriously.
Why
We do
would you
serious
not
work.
want fun? Yeah, we do.
We do
have
serious
to say
work.
that.
Exactly.
We do
yeah.
We all
serious
do
work, but we do
serious
like a
work,
giggle.
but we do like to
Yeah.
have lots of
Yeah.
playful fun as well, don't
Yeah.
we? Okay, so I'd love to speak to you for longer, and we know that we're going to have you on another episode in a minute. Can you tell us where people can find you for wellness and the city, so that we can share it on our show notes? And if anyone is listening from a practitioner background, an individual who just wants to attend to know more, have you got like an email list or something that people can then...
Website?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
social media.
I mean, I think I'm quite lucky because we've bought into the name of Wellness in the City.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you just Google, I'm hoping it's going to come up for everybody's search. If you just Google Wellness in the City Liverpool, it'll pop up. Our website will pop up. We're on socials. We're on all of our socials. I've even took this very scary step of doing little videos for reels, like little Instagram reels.
No, I've been in bloody Benidorm.
They're really, really good.
So I didn't, like, you could probably tell from my
love them.
face. I was like,
No,
dead serious.
I think it's good to see your personality behind Wellness in the City,
Yeah.
because
I
it's
think that's you that
it's
sell it.
you.
Yeah.
So I was seeing these a couple of weeks before the event. I was going, I love them. Why hasn't she done them? But obviously it's come at the time that you feel right to do it.
Yeah.
But are you going to be doing more of them?
Yeah, I probably will, actually.
On TikTok, have you got?
I've got them on TikTok, yeah.
Because I think I've seen them on TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram. Reels.
So yeah, just search Wellness in the City and it should come up on all your socials. Obviously, they can connect with you because you can, you know, you're a mutual friend. But and obviously, you did that wonderful morning meditation for us last Friday, which got, you know, great feedback. Just any way of connecting, but fingers crossed it should come up.
And we'll
pretty
put
high.
the details in the show notes as well,
Okay,
so
great.
people can pick that up.
But yeah, we've got the
Wellness in
next
City.
expo getting launched this week for 2025. Just need to find my
Have you
venue.
got people signed up for it?
Not signed up yet, but committed.
Yeah,
So that's good.
brilliant. Well done. Honestly, I'm
Thank
dead
you.
proud of you, mate. It's so lovely to have you on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
a gorgeous human.
Thank you.
Or
And
maybe-
reflective of you too.
Oh,
You
see
see?
what she did there?
She's just done that. Thank you, friends.
Thank you,
darling.
friends.